Sometimes in life, you have to learn how to survive on your own. Not because people are against you, not because there's no one who cares, but because this journey you're on requires it. There are parts of you that can only be found in the quiet of solitude, in the strength you build when it's just you and the world. To discover inner strength is to embark on one of the most profound journeys life has to offer. It's the process of finding out what you're truly made of when all the noise of the world is stripped away, and you're left with nothing but your own spirit to lean on. When you're forced to stand alone, it's easy to feel vulnerable. But beneath that vulnerability lies an untapped reservoir of power that only emerges when you confront it directly. This journey isn't about instant results, it's about enduring the small battles day by day and proving to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and unbreakable. True strength doesn't come from external circumstances or the validation of others, it rises from within. Many spend their lives searching for strength in achievements, in the approval of friends, in relationships, or in wealth. While these things may offer temporary confidence, they cannot replace the enduring power that resides within you. Inner strength is cultivated through struggle, shaped by challenges, and fueled by the will to keep moving forward, even when every part of you feels like stopping. It's a quiet, steady force, often invisible to the world but deeply felt by those who possess it. To discover this inner strength, you have to go through moments of discomfort and uncertainty. The comfort zone, as alluring as it may seem, does little to help you grow. Only when you are pushed beyond what feels easy, into the unknown, do you start tapping into the power within you. These challenging moments act as a forge, a place where your character is tested and refined. As you face these trials, you begin to realize that your limits are further than you ever imagined, that you are capable of withstanding more than you thought possible. Sometimes, inner strength is found in silence, in the quiet moments where there's no one to impress, no audience to applaud. When you sit with yourself, you're forced to confront your own thoughts, doubts, and fears. But instead of turning away, you learn to face them, one by one, and in doing so, you gain mastery over them. Each time you choose to stand up to your fears instead of running, you build another layer of strength. Over time, what once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable, and what once seemed impossible becomes just another challenge to conquer. Every setback and every obstacle you encounter on this path teaches you something valuable about yourself. You learn patience when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. You learn perseverance when you're faced with hurdles that don't seem to budge. And you learn courage when you confront those things that terrify you the most. Through each struggle, you build a foundation that's as unshakable as it is invisible. People may not see the work you're putting in, but you feel it with every step you take forward. When you walk this path of discovering inner strength, you also begin to redefine what success means to you. No longer are you swayed by what others say or think. You become anchored in your own values and your own vision. Success is no longer about meeting someone else's standard. It's about living up to the potential you see within yourself. And this shift in perspective is powerful. It frees you from the need to compare yourself to others and allows you to focus on your own unique journey. It's here, in this space of self-defined success, that true strength begins to flourish. Inner strength also means learning to trust yourself. Trust that you can make the right decisions, even when the path is unclear. Trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, even when doubt creeps in. Trust that, even when things don't go as planned, you will find a way to navigate through. This trust isn't built overnight. It's earned through countless moments of perseverance, through every time you chose to stand back up after falling. And as this trust grows, so does your sense of inner strength, creating a feedback loop that reinforces your confidence in your own capabilities. Another part of discovering inner strength is letting go of the need for approval. Many people fall into the trap of seeking validation from those around them, hoping to be seen as strong through the eyes of others. But real strength doesn't need an audience. It doesn't depend on applause or recognition. When you discover your inner strength, you realize that you are enough on your own. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're strong. because you know it deep down. You feel it in the quiet moments, in the resilience that carries you through life's toughest battles. Inner strength also teaches you about self-reliance. It's the understanding that while support from others is valuable, you must ultimately rely on yourself. Life has a way of teaching this lesson time and time again, often when you least expect it. Friends and loved ones may walk alongside you, but no one can take each step for you. This journey is yours alone, and learning to rely on yourself is a powerful realization. It's an acknowledgement that while you can cherish the support of others, you must cultivate the strength within to stand, even if you must stand alone. Through discovering inner strength, you also come to understand resilience. Life will test you, sometimes repeatedly, but with each challenge you grow more resilient. You learn that setbacks are not the end, but rather a part of the process. Resilience is what keeps you moving forward when the path is steep, when the road is long, and when obstacles seem insurmountable. It's what allows you to keep striving toward your goals, even when progress feels slow. And as you build resilience, you come to understand that true strength is not about never falling, but about always choosing to rise. Inner strength also means finding peace within. As you grow stronger, you learn to quiet the doubts, silence the insecurities, and find calm even amidst the storms. This peace is not the absence of struggle, but the presence of inner stability that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. It's knowing that no matter what happens around you, you have the power within to face it. This inner peace, born of strength, becomes a sanctuary that you can carry with you wherever you go, providing a sense of calm, even in life's most turbulent moments. Discovering inner strength is about recognizing that you are your own greatest source of support. While others may offer encouragement, the most reliable strength you'll ever find is the strength that comes from within. It's there in every breath, every heartbeat, and every step you take toward becoming the person you are meant to be. To build resilience through solitude is to step into a space that many shy away from. Solitude can feel intimidating, uncomfortable, and even isolating, but within it lies the power to develop a resilience that no one can take away from you. When you learn to be alone with your thoughts, emotions, and challenges, you create an environment where your strength can flourish. It is in solitude that you meet yourself fully without the noise of others' opinions or the distractions of daily life. Here, resilience begins to take shape. Resilience is not just the ability to withstand difficult times, it's the capacity to adapt, grow, and thrive in the face of them. Solitude is a fertile ground for this growth because it teaches you to rely solely on yourself. You begin to understand that while external support is valuable, true strength comes from within. There is a profound shift that occurs when you realize that you can face life's obstacles independently. The realization that you don't need to rely on anyone else to overcome your battles builds a core of resilience that remains steady, regardless of the circumstances. In solitude, you become your own source of encouragement. When there is no one else to lift you, you learn how to lift yourself. This self-encouragement doesn't happen overnight. It grows gradually as you navigate moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty on your own. Each time you choose to persevere, even when it feels like you're walking alone, you add another layer to your resilience. You learn that you can count on yourself, that you have the strength to face your challenges, no matter how daunting they seem. This self-reliance becomes a source of confidence that no external validation can match. Building resilience through solitude also means confronting your weaknesses. When you're alone, there's no one to hide from, no one to distract you from the parts of yourself that need work. This is not always a comfortable process. In fact, it can be one of the most challenging aspects of solitude. But by facing your weaknesses head-on, you give yourself the chance to grow stronger. You learn to acknowledge your flaws without judgment and to find ways to improve. Through this honest self-assessment, resilience grows as you become better equipped to handle future difficulties. Solitude forces you to confront your own inner dialogue. In the quiet moments, you're left with your thoughts, both positive and negative. This is where true resilience is tested and built. Learning to manage and transform negative self-talk into something constructive requires patience and practice. Over time, you develop mental fortitude, training yourself to stay positive and hopeful even when things aren't going as planned. You gain control over your mind, making it your ally instead of your adversary. This mental resilience is invaluable, as it strengthens your ability to face life's challenges with a clear, focused mind. You also learn to embrace discomfort. Without the distractions of others, you're forced to sit with feelings that you might otherwise ignore: loneliness, uncertainty, fear. But instead of turning away, you learn to confront these feelings. You come to understand that discomfort is not something to fear, but something to grow through. This willingness to sit with discomfort, to face it without fleeing, becomes a cornerstone of resilience. You build the capacity to handle difficult emotions, knowing that they are a part of life and that you are strong enough to endure them. Resilience through solitude means learning to adapt. In life, circumstances are constantly changing, and solitude teaches you to be flexible and resourceful. When you are alone, you don't have others to turn to for immediate solutions, so you learn to adapt and problem solve on your own. This adaptability is a key component of resilience. It gives you the confidence to face new challenges without fear because you know that you can adjust and find a way forward. This ability to adapt, cultivated in moments of solitude, becomes a powerful asset that strengthens your resilience. Through solitude, you also come to value your own company. Many people fear being alone because they haven't learned to enjoy spending time with themselves. But when you embrace solitude, you discover that your own presence is enough. This self-acceptance fosters resilience because it teaches you that you don't need to rely on others for happiness or fulfillment. When you learn to be content alone, you become resilient to loneliness, finding joy and peace within yourself rather than searching for it externally. This inner contentment becomes a source of strength that cannot be easily shaken. Solitude gives you the space to reflect and gain perspective on your life. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters to you. But in solitude, you have the opportunity to step back, to look at your life from a distance, and to see things more clearly. This clarity allows you to identify your goals, values, and priorities, building a resilience rooted in purpose. When you know what you're striving for, you can face challenges with a sense of direction and determination. This purpose-driven resilience makes you unstoppable, no matter what obstacles arise. Through the challenges of solitude, you build a deeper sense of self-trust. Each time you face a problem alone and find a way through it, you prove to yourself that you are capable and resilient. This self-trust becomes a foundation upon which you can rely, especially during tough times. You no longer doubt your ability to handle life's challenges. Instead, you face them with confidence and poise. This unwavering self-trust, forged in solitude, becomes a defining feature of your resilience, allowing you to stand strong even when the world around you feels uncertain. Building resilience through solitude teaches you patience. In solitude, you realize that growth takes time and that resilience is not built in a day. You learn to appreciate the process, to be patient with yourself, and to embrace the journey rather than rushing toward a destination. This patience is a key part of resilience, allowing you to stay steady even when progress feels slow or setbacks occur. With each step, you grow stronger, more resilient, and more prepared to face whatever. To understand your unique purpose is to embark on a deeply personal journey that requires reflection, self-awareness, and a willingness to look within. Purpose isn't something that appears overnight. It's something that emerges slowly, often after navigating life's challenges and triumphs. Unlike goals or achievements, purpose runs much deeper. It's the very foundation upon which you build your life. Understanding your purpose begins with recognizing that there is something within you that no one else has. You possess a set of gifts, passions, and perspectives that, when fully realized, contribute something irreplaceable to the world. Finding your unique purpose often means looking beyond the surface of daily tasks and achievements. While accomplishments are valuable, they don't define purpose. Purpose lies in the why behind what you do, in the deeper meaning that drives you forward. It's the force that pulls you towards something greater, the inner compass guiding you toward actions and choices that feel aligned with who you are. When you start to understand this purpose, life becomes more than a series of events. It becomes a journey with direction and intention. Purpose gives your life a structure, a sense of coherence that motivates you even on challenging days. Understanding your purpose often involves listening closely to your own inner voice rather than the expectations of others. Society, family, and friends may all have ideas about what you should be doing, but purpose is something only you can define. It's easy to get caught up in other people's visions and goals, but your purpose is uniquely yours. It's rooted in your values, passions, and beliefs. By silencing external influences, even temporarily, you allow yourself the freedom to connect with what truly matters to you. This is where purpose begins to unfold, when you can listen to yourself without distraction. The process of understanding your unique purpose also requires exploring your past experiences, especially those moments that left a lasting impact. Often your purpose is connected to challenges you've overcome, lessons you've learned, or even the pain you've endured. These experiences shape your perspective and give you insights that others may not have. By reflecting on what has shaped you, you start to see patterns, common threads that point toward your purpose. The adversity you faced often becomes the fire that fuels your passion to help others, to create, or to make a difference in your own distinct way. Your strengths and passions are significant clues to your purpose. The things that come naturally to you, the skills you've developed, and the interests that light you up all serve as guideposts. Purpose is not about fitting into a mold, it's about embracing the unique blend of qualities that make you who you are. When you engage with the things you love, you're not just fulfilling a personal desire, you're contributing something valuable to the world. Understanding your purpose means leaning into these strengths, allowing them to guide you toward work and actions that feel meaningful and fulfilling. Purpose also involves recognizing the impact you want to have on others. It's not solely about personal fulfillment, it's about how you can contribute in ways that uplift, inspire, or support others. This might manifest through your career, your relationships, or even in small daily actions. When you understand your purpose, you start to see how your actions can positively influence the people around you. Purpose isn't always grand, it's often found in the quiet, steady ways you bring goodness into the world. This sense of responsibility toward others deepens your understanding of purpose, giving you a reason to persevere even when times are tough. As you start to understand your purpose, you may also experience a shift in priorities. Activities and goals that once seemed important may no longer hold the same appeal as your focus sharpens on what truly aligns with your purpose. This is a natural part of the journey, letting go of what no longer serves you to make room for what truly matters. Purpose brings clarity, helping you make choices that support your long-term vision rather than short-term gratification. It's a refining process, one that owns your focus and aligns your energy with what's most meaningful to you. Understanding your purpose also means embracing a sense of courage. Purpose often leads you down paths that are less traveled or even challenging. Following it may require stepping out of your comfort zone, facing criticism, or confronting fears. Yet when you understand your purpose, this courage becomes easier to find. You realize that the fear of stepping forward is outweighed by the regret of staying stagnant. Purpose gives you the strength to keep moving, to take risks, and to stand firmly by your convictions. It becomes a source of bravery that propels you forward, no matter the obstacles. Living with purpose also brings a sense of peace and contentment. When you understand why you're doing what you're doing, there's a certain ease that follows. You're no longer striving to prove yourself or achieve something solely for recognition. Instead, you're driven by a deep, intrinsic motivation that fuels you regardless of external validation. This peace doesn't mean that challenges won't arise. It means that even in hardship, you're grounded in something meaningful. Purpose provides a steady foundation, a source of stability that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Purpose also cultivates resilience, as it becomes your anchor in tough times. When challenges arise, those without a clear sense of purpose may feel adrift, questioning their path. But those who understand their purpose find strength in it. Knowing why you're on this journey gives you the stamina to keep going, to rise after each setback, and to see obstacles as part of the growth process. Purpose doesn't remove challenges, but it does transform how you perceive them. It shifts your focus from "why is this happening to me" to "how can this serve my purpose?" A question that fosters resilience and growth. Understanding your unique purpose helps you cultivate a life of meaning and fulfillment. You begin to see that purpose isn't just about what you achieve, but about the legacy you leave behind. It's about creating a life that reflects your values, passions, and gifts. When you live with purpose, you align your actions with your highest aspirations, creating a life that is true to who you are. This journey may be complex, and it may take time, but the result is a life filled with depth, significance, and a profound sense of accomplishment. To grow without external validation is to tap into a source of strength that doesn't rely on others for approval, praise, or acknowledgement. It's about fostering a resilience that comes from within, a self-assurance that carries you forward, regardless of how others perceive you. This type of growth is powerful and liberating, as it allows you to navigate life on your own terms. When you stop depending on external validation, you start listening more closely to your inner voice, grounding your self-worth in your own beliefs, values, and accomplishments. It's an act of courage to detach from the opinions of others, but the rewards are invaluable. Growing without external validation means prioritizing your own standards and principles above the expectations placed upon you. Society often teaches us to seek approval from others as a measure of our success, but true growth comes when you create your own measures. Setting personal standards allows you to define what success and progress look like for you. You begin to understand that growth isn't about meeting someone else's criteria. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. By focusing on your inner standards, you cultivate a path that is uniquely yours, one that doesn't need outside acknowledgement to feel fulfilling. Without external validation, you develop a deeper sense of self-acceptance. Instead of waiting for others to approve of who you are, you learn to embrace yourself fully, flaws and all. This acceptance is the foundation of authentic growth, as it allows you to evolve from a place of honesty. You're no longer trying to fit into someone else's mold or striving to be someone you're not. You're simply focused on becoming a truer version of yourself. Self-acceptance liberates you from the need to seek constant validation, helping you to trust in your worth regardless of external opinions. Growing without external validation also requires you to face your fears and insecurities head-on. When you're not seeking approval, you have to confront the doubts that might arise from within. This process can be challenging, as it forces you to address your inner critic directly. However, in doing so, you gain the ability to quiet that critic, learning to validate yourself instead. By acknowledging your fears without judgment, you start to understand that your worth isn't defined by what others think. Instead, it's defined by how you see yourself and the courage you show in facing your challenges. In the absence of external validation, you learn to find joy and fulfillment in your own achievements, no matter how small they may seem. You stop comparing your progress to that of others and start celebrating each step you take. Every accomplishment becomes a source of personal pride, a milestone in your journey of growth. When you stop seeking approval from others, you give yourself permission to find satisfaction in your efforts, regardless of whether anyone else notices. This internal satisfaction builds confidence and motivation, driving you to continue growing in a way that feels true to who you are. Another aspect of growing without external validation is learning to value your own voice above all others. It's easy to get lost in the noise of opinions, advice, and criticism from those around you, but when you stop seeking external validation, you learn to trust yourself. Your inner voice becomes your guide, helping you make decisions that align with your goals and values. This self-trust is invaluable, as it gives you the freedom to chart your own course. By listening to yourself, you're able to grow in a direction that feels right for you, not one that others have dictated. Growing without the need for validation also strengthens your resilience. When you no longer depend on others' opinions for motivation, you become less affected by criticism and rejection. You understand that others' views are simply perspectives, not reflections of your true worth. This resilience allows you to keep moving forward, even when faced with setbacks or negative feedback. You develop a sense of inner stability that isn't shaken by the ups and downs of external opinions. This unwavering resilience empowers you to continue growing, knowing that your journey is valid regardless of how it's perceived by others. In the absence of external validation, you begin to develop a growth mindset, focusing more on learning and improvement than on perfection. When you're not concerned with how others see you, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them without fear of judgment. This mindset encourages you to take risks, to try new things, and to embrace challenges, opportunities for growth. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, you create an environment where growth becomes natural and sustainable. The fear of failure diminishes, as you know that your worth isn't tied to any single outcome. Growing without validation also fosters independence. When you're not relying on others for approval, you become your own source of support and encouragement. You learn to motivate yourself to keep pushing forward even when no one else is watching. This independence is empowering, as it allows you to pursue your goals with confidence and autonomy. You're not waiting for someone else to tell you that you're doing well, you know it within yourself. This self-sufficiency is a crucial aspect of growth, as it gives you the strength to continue, regardless of the opinions or judgments of others. You cultivate patience, understanding that true growth takes time and cannot be rushed for the sake of validation. When you're not seeking approval, you're free to move at your own pace, allowing yourself the time you need to grow fully and authentically. This patience helps you appreciate each phase of your journey, knowing that every step is a valuable part of your development. There's no need to rush or force progress to meet someone else's timeline. Instead, you honor your own process, growing steadily and deeply over time. Growing without external validation allows you to live with greater authenticity and freedom. You're no longer performing or pretending to fit others' expectations. Instead, you're living in alignment with your true self. This alignment brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that external validation could never provide. By focusing on your own growth, by trusting your journey, and by celebrating your progress, you create a life that is truly yours. You become grounded in a purpose that doesn't rely on applause or acknowledgement, finding strength in the knowledge that your growth is a testament to your own dedication. And facing tough days with courage is about finding the strength to push forward even when the world feels heavy and challenges seem insurmountable. It's an act of resilience that doesn't come from the absence of fear, but from choosing to confront it head-on. Courage on difficult days isn't about having all the answers or knowing exactly how things will turn out. It's about moving forward in the face of uncertainty. Each step, no matter how small, becomes a testament to your inner strength and your commitment to persevere, even when doubt lingers. Courage means accepting that difficult days are a natural part of life's journey. It's easy to wish for constant happiness and smooth paths, but life rarely works that way. Hard days test you, pushing you to tap into parts of yourself that you may not have known existed. When you face these moments with courage, you acknowledge that pain, fear, and frustration are just as essential to growth as joy and success. They are reminders that you are alive, engaged, and willing to evolve beyond your comfort zone. This acceptance is the first step in facing hard days with courage, transforming obstacles into opportunities to learn and grow. Facing tough days with courage requires you to redefine what strength means. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending to be unaffected by the weight of your struggles. True strength lies in allowing yourself to feel deeply, to acknowledge the pain, and to keep going despite it. When you choose courage, you're choosing to let yourself be vulnerable, to admit that you don't have everything figured out, but that you're willing to keep moving forward anyway. This rawness is powerful, as it teaches you that strength doesn't mean being unbreakable, it means embracing your humanity. To face tough days with courage is to recognize that discomfort is a necessary part of transformation. When you push through difficult times, you often come out on the other side with a newfound sense of clarity and purpose. It's in those challenging moments that you confront aspects of yourself that may need healing, growth, or change. These experiences mold you, shaping your perspective and allowing you to see life through a broader lens. When you view each tough day as a stepping stone toward becoming a stronger, wiser version of yourself, you give those challenges a greater purpose in your journey. Courage during hard times also means trusting in your resilience. You may not always feel capable, and there may be moments where you question whether you have the strength to endure. But courage reminds you that you've survived difficult days before and can do so again. Every experience where you faced adversity has contributed to the reservoir of strength within you. By drawing on these past experiences, you remind yourself that resilience is a skill you've built over time, one that will support you even in the face of the unknown. This trust in your resilience becomes a comforting presence, guiding you through tough days with the belief that you'll make it through. Facing tough days with courage involves embracing patience, especially when answers aren't immediately clear. Courage isn't just about pushing forward, it's also about allowing yourself the time and space to heal, to reflect, and to process. Some days, courage is simply getting out of bed, putting one foot in front of the other, and waiting for clarity to unfold. By practicing patience, you remind yourself that difficult times, like all things, are temporary. This patience gives you the strength to endure without rushing to fix everything, knowing that solutions often come at their own pace when you least expect them. Courage on hard days also involves seeking support when you need it. There's strength in admitting that you can't do it all alone, that sometimes you need a shoulder to lean on or a listening ear. By reaching out, you allow others to share in your journey, lightening the load you carry. Leaning on others isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It shows that you understand the value of connection and that you're willing to be open and honest about your struggles. The support of others can be a powerful source of courage, reminding you that you're not alone in facing life's challenges. On tough days, courage means focusing on small victories, even if they seem insignificant. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to overlook the progress you're making. However, every small act of resilience, getting up, taking care of yourself, making it through another day is a sign of your strength. By celebrating these small victories, you shift your focus from what's going wrong to what you're achieving, no matter how minor it may seem. Each small victory becomes a reminder that you're capable, that you're moving forward, and that you're stronger than you might feel in the moment. Facing difficult days with courage also involves cultivating self-compassion. Hard times often come with self-doubt, and you may find yourself questioning your decisions or blaming yourself for your struggles. Courage means quieting that critical voice and choosing kindness instead. Self-compassion is about giving yourself grace, understanding that you're doing the best you can with the circumstances at hand. When you show yourself compassion, you build a safe space within, one that allows you to heal and recharge. This inner kindness becomes a source of strength, reminding you that you deserve patience and understanding as you navigate tough times. Courage on challenging days means finding meaning in the experience. While it's natural to wish for an easy path, the struggles you face often hold valuable lessons. Courage allows you to look at your experiences with curiosity, asking, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? By finding meaning in your challenges, you transform them into powerful sources of insight. Even if the lesson isn't immediately clear, courage reminds you that there's value in each struggle, that every hard day contributes to your growth in ways that you may only understand in hindsight. Facing tough days with courage is about maintaining hope, even in the darkest moments. Hope isn't about denying the difficulty of your circumstances, it's about believing that there's light beyond the shadows. When you choose hope, you hold on to the belief that better days are ahead, that your efforts are not in vain, and that every challenge is leading you to a place of greater strength and understanding. Courage and hope go hand in hand, as hope fuels your resilience, reminding you that the effort you're putting in today will one day bring you closer to a brighter, more fulfilling future. To become a beacon for others is to embrace a role that radiates hope, strength, and guidance in times of darkness. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers, but about standing as a steady source of encouragement and resilience for those around you. Being a beacon means embodying qualities that inspire others to believe in their own potential and capabilities. Your presence becomes a light that reminds people of their own inner strength, even when they can't see it themselves. This role requires an unwavering commitment to growth, kindness, and integrity, as you show others what's possible through your own example. Becoming a beacon starts with self-awareness. It requires understanding who you are, recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, and constantly working to become the best version of yourself. The more you understand your own journey, the more you can relate to and uplift others on theirs. This self-awareness creates a grounded sense of purpose that others can feel when they are around you. You become a living testament to the power of growth and transformation, showing others that struggles can be overcome and that change is always possible. To be a beacon for others, you must cultivate a strong sense of compassion. This compassion extends not only to others but also to yourself. When you show yourself kindness and understanding, you're better equipped to offer the same to those who may need it. Compassion becomes a bridge that connects you to others, allowing you to empathize with their pain and struggles. As a beacon, you provide a safe space where people feel seen, heard, and valued, even when they are at their most vulnerable. This compassion becomes a source of healing for those who come to you, helping them find solace and strength in their own lives. Another key aspect of becoming a beacon for others is resilience. Life is full of challenges, and the way you respond to setbacks becomes an example for others. When you face hardships with grace and perseverance, you show people that they, too, can overcome difficult times. Resilience is contagious by demonstrating your own ability to rise from adversity. You inspire others to do the same. They see that strength isn't about avoiding hardships, but about embracing them as opportunities for growth. This resilience reassures them that, no matter what they face, they can find the strength within themselves to carry on. Being a beacon also means leading with integrity. Integrity is the foundation of trust, and without it, people cannot look to you for guidance. When you consistently act in alignment with your values and principles, you become a person others can rely on. Integrity means standing firm in your beliefs, even when it's difficult, and always striving to do what is right. It's about being honest, transparent, and accountable in your actions. By leading with integrity, you create a sense of security for those around you, as they know they can trust you to act with honor and respect. To be a beacon, you must also practice humility. It's not about being the center of attention or seeking recognition. Instead, it's about being of service to others. Humility allows you to step aside and focus on helping those in need without the need for praise. It's about acknowledging that everyone has something to teach, and that your role is not to elevate yourself, but to uplift others. This humility makes people feel comfortable approaching you, knowing that you are there to support rather than judge. Humility fosters genuine connections, making your guidance even more impactful. Another quality of a beacon is optimism. The world is full of negativity and pessimism, and optimism can be a refreshing and inspiring force. Being optimistic doesn't mean ignoring reality or dismissing hardships. It means choosing to focus on the potential for positive outcomes. Optimism is about believing in the possibility of a better future and encouraging others to do the same. When you approach life with hope and positivity, you create a ripple effect that influences those around you. They see that challenges don't have to lead to despair, and that there is always light, even in the darkest moments. To become a beacon for others, you must also be a good listener. Listening is one of the most powerful ways to show others that they matter. By giving your full attention, you validate their experiences and make them feel understood. Being a good listener means being present, setting aside your own opinions and judgments, and truly focusing on what the other person is saying. This act of listening creates a bond, allowing you to understand their struggles and offer guidance that is both thoughtful and empathetic. Through listening, you empower others to express themselves and find clarity in their own thoughts. Consistency is essential in being a beacon for others. People need to know that they can rely on you, that you won't waver in your support. Consistency builds trust, showing others that your presence isn't fleeting but dependable. When you consistently show up with kindness, strength, and understanding, you become a steady source of support in a world that can often feel unpredictable. This consistency allows people to feel safe in seeking your guidance, knowing that you will be there through their highs and lows. It's through this steadfastness that you reinforce the strength of your light. Becoming a beacon means embracing vulnerability. By being open about your own struggles and challenges, you create a space where others feel safe sharing theirs. Vulnerability breaks down barriers, showing that you too face difficulties and uncertainties. It's a reminder that strength doesn't mean being invincible, it means being willing to share your humanity with others. When people see your vulnerability, they are reminded that they don't have to face their challenges alone or pretend to have it all together. Your openness encourages them to be honest with themselves and to embrace their own